Hi, welcome viewers. I am Dr. Rajpal, and today we are going to talk about how to prepare for UPSC. Recently, the board results of intermediate have been declared, and those of you who are going to enter college, you have ambitions to be an IAS officer, an IPS officer, and at the same time most of you are confused to take to the course that you need to opt. And it has been observed that most of you, those of you who have qualified or those of you who have passed intermediate and about to enter college, you wish to continue with your subjects which you have studied up to 12th standard, and at the same time you wish to go for UPSC examination. And this is also a common dream of almost every student, that at one point of time majority of the students they wish to go for UPSC examination. But unfortunately, because of lack of resources, in some cases hardly matter, though people from rural humble backgrounds, they are qualifying UPSC examination with good ranks, but maybe largely because of lack of guidance, we lay waste our energies in some directions in which the results are very difficult to obtain. The desired results are very difficult to procure. Therefore, this session is designed for you to give you a sort of manual that how you need to go for UPSC preparations. I would tell you that UPSC preparations, primarily speaking of the pattern of the examination, this pattern of the examination of UPSC examination it is believed that primarily it is a three-tier preparation, starting with prelims, mains and PT, that is personality test. But I call it a four-tier examination. Prior to your test of prelims, mains and personality test, there is a test of your life skills. What are the life skills? Commitment, consistency, positive or sanguine approach towards the project you are engaged in. Most of the students, they start preparing for UPSC examination, and with passage of time they realize that they are not able to do it, and that negativity is bound to overcome. We need to consistently put in our efforts so that the mission becomes accomplished one. It is also observed that most of us, those of us who wish to go for this examination, we live in a fantasy world. Instead of putting in the efforts, we always dream about becoming an IAS officer. That should not be the case. One should be very sound in one's life skills, that this is a mission, this is a project that I have taken up with my personal choice and I have to do it. And then you should engage in a search of the right place to prepare with, the content. All these things I am going to take up one by one, but the first thing that one needs to have while going for an examination that requires a consistent preparation of at least 2 years. You must be mentally strong, so that when there are ups and downs in your preparations, you can survive there throughout with consistency. So these are the this is a four-tier examination. First of all, you need to succeed in your life skills. You need to have strong will, and you have a equally strong mind to do it, because if you are lost from the mind, then you cannot do it. Then prelims, that's a qualifying examination. As per the pattern today, there are two exams, there are two papers, GS paper and CSAT. Then mains, and this is of 1750 marks, and it is written. It's a written examination along with essay paper. The papers may be taken up at a later stage, but there are GS papers, there are essay paper, and there is ethics paper also, ethics and civil services aptitude, integrity. And then personality test, it is of 275 marks. So prior to coming to these first two tiers of examination, prelims and mains, I would be talking about the last one first, because it is something that is not in any syllabus. This is about yourself. Personality test. In order to be a bureaucrat, in order to be a skilled administrator, one needs to be very strong in one's personality. Each aspect of your personality should reflect that you can be an administrator. And this is not a rocket science that you prepare for personality test for say 6 months or 1 year and you get it. You need to consistently work or redesign your personality, though it's very difficult task to redesign your personality. But once with the passage of time, as your studies go on, you learn the basics of administration, and then you must be working on those aspects of administration as a conscious and committed individual, because these virtues are to be imbibed in a personality, and without imbibing them, without practicing them, without learning to think or to behave like an administrator, you cannot give good performance in your personality test at the time of your interview. So for this you need to work from day one. When you read something, you should reflect upon that as an administrator. So and it's all about your own self. Even introduction, when you go for it, largely your interview is based on the kind of introduction that you give. So you should need to know yourself, that what kind of personality you are, why you want to go for why do you want to become an IAS officer. Maybe this is the first question that you are suited with in the interview. For these for questions like this, you need to prepare your mental makeup well in advance. Now we come to the syllabus of it. Though a detailed syllabus is always available to us, those of us at least who are in serious preparation of it, but let me share with you some of the basic aspects of UPSC preparation. Basically it is considered that there are 4 pillars in terms of syllabus. There are 4 pillars. One is Indian polity. Second one is Indian economy. The fourth one is history, wherein we also include art and culture. The fourth one is geography. And the central, the largest, the strongest pillar is newspaper. And mind it, this particular program, this particular preparation is different from rest of preparations, as we think that preparing for UPSC would be an extension of preparing for other competitive examinations of the country. No, most of the examinations for recruitment, they are factual, wherein the emphasis is on mathematics, reasoning, competitive English and general awareness, general knowledge. So in the general knowledge portion of other competitive exams, largely they are factual, wherein you need to wherein you need to memorize a lot. But the beauty of this examination is this, that this is entirely conceptual. This exam is conceptual. You need to understand the concepts, and for that crystal clear conceptual understanding of the topics, you need to read the topics consistently. And this is not, those of you who have some inhibitions prior to starting preparing for UPSC, you think that you need to read a lot. If you prepare for UPSC, you need to read a lot. That's not the case. It is an examination where you are not supposed to be the expert of all the topics. It is about knowing the topics in general knowledge, general understanding or awareness or knowledge of happenings of the country and happenings of the world also. This is the thing that we need to keep in mind while going for preparing for UPSC examination, that this is a conceptual examination. One must start with the NCERTs, and then reading the newspaper is very significant, because in this examination the things which are asked, the topics being asked, they are the topics of contemporary significance. And as a whole, if I can give you a general word for syllabus of UPSC, that is how this country is being run, the functioning of our country, how the financial system functions, how the bureaucratic system functions, and how we regulate all these activities which are directly connected to our citizen, directly connected to our people, directly connected to our lives. So there are topics of every kind, be it internal security, disaster management, environmental issues, political issues, social issues. All the issues, they are there as a syllabus of UPSC examination. So reading newspaper is significant in the sense that by reading the newspaper, you come to know that how things are happening, what is the connection between them. Even in the paper that is international relations, in your mains, you need to know what kind of relations India is having with the countries of the world, and what is the geopolitics, what are the issues on which all these policy issues at international level are operated. There are international agencies, there are international institutions, starting from UNO, BIMSTEC, so many institutions. So we need to learn all these things while going for UPSC preparation, and for such a vast understanding of worldly affairs, we need to devote at least 2 years. So while going, or while just starting this journey of 2-year preparation, you need to be mentally strong. That I have been repeatedly saying it, because this is the fact that needs this sort of attention. Now coming to from mains, we are going to the prelims. In prelims, you need to have the basic understanding of all these 4 pillars along with the syllabus, and in that you are to be very focused on the contemporary affairs. And the basically maybe more it differs with exams, but 20 to 30% syllabus of UPSC is static, is static in its nature. I mean the concepts of polity, concepts of economy, and information from art and culture, or maybe historical facts, geographical facts. I mean the books that which are recommended to you when you go for UPSC examination, or NCERTs. 20 to 30% syllabus is from NCERTs, and the standard books which you have read or which you are going to read while preparing for this examination, and 70 to 80 to 70 to 80% syllabus is of dynamic nature, wherein you need to be entirely dependent on the newspaper. And the best thing about reading the newspaper is to be supplement your reading of the newspaper with a magazine, a monthly magazine, a standardized magazine. So whatever you read throughout the month, you just revise that through monthly magazine. So there are n number of sources that you can personally search, and we can also recommend in the next videos. So now I would be taking up the most important issue. Basically, for that matter, I planned this video, that what to opt for graduation. If you wish to be an IAS officer, what you need to opt as your course. The popular choice is BSc, whether non-medical, medical, and maybe honors. BSc, non-medical, medical, honors, one popular choice. And second side is BA. See, there are two things. One is time, another is energy, and here is UPSC. Here we would like to know which one is the best route for UPSC. We desire to be civil servants, and when it comes for us to opt for the subject, we go for non-medical, medical, honors, and then this enterprise becomes a self-defeating enterprise. How come? For BSc, medical, non-medical, or honors, time that we need to have at our disposal while pursuing BSc, medical, non-medical, or honors. Suppose we need to have these units of time. Energy, maybe similar energy we need to have while pursuing this. And the third part is syllabus. UPSC syllabus, BSc medical, non-medical syllabus, no connection. Whatever we study in BSc, medical, non-medical, honors is of no use if we are preparing for UPSC. Another side is BA. Time taken for doing BA is comparatively less. It's lesser than the time that we need to have while pursuing BSc. Similar is the case of energy. Lesser energy is required, and the syllabus, there is a connection. So BA, if you wish to go for UPSC preparations wholeheartedly, then you must opt for BA. One subject that should be mandatory if you go for UPSC examination is Indian political science. Political science. The other subject may be history, geography, sociology, as per your desire and maybe as per the setup of the college in which you are going to get admitted. So BA is a better option for those of you who wish to go for UPSC examination, because whatever you study there, that would be of some use in your UPSC examination. So I think that's it for this video. In case you have any query, though there are number of things which we need to talk about while preparing for UPSC or when you go for preparing for UPSC, but there must be a dialogue, as repeatedly I say. So for that matter, we may engage in some sort of dialogic process of preparation. Your suggestions, your questions are most welcome through comments, as well as you may ask your questions to us through our WhatsApp number that is given in the description box also. And one more thing, that if you found this video valuable, giving you some sort of insights about how to prepare for UPSC, kindly like, share and subscribe my YouTube channel. Thank you.